Thank you very much. Thank you very much for the opportunity, for Henley for giving me this opportunity to study in their school for the past 11 months. It's really important that they've supported me through Dr. Zondre, Elijah, Vinolia, Janet, and the IT support. You really made it easy for me during this journey. Again, I just want to thank my family. I want to thank my kids for allowing me this time to be away from them during the weekend and the week. You've made it easy for me, and I just want to appreciate the support that they gave me. I'm going to talk through the journey that I walked in the past 11 months, and then this journey is going to be based on the pictures that I've drawn. These are just going to demonstrate my feeling, especially my mental strength and my mental position during the journey, and how I understood and how I've reacted and what does the information meant for me. I'm going to start with the block one. As you can see, the picture on the block one basically demonstrates a lot of confusion, a lot of thinking. There's a lot of the question marks. You can see the bulb is on, but there's a confusion inside my mindset. So in this regard, there's too much information that is being absorbed by myself during the block one. One will remember that during this block one, we were covering system thinking and also external environment. And those two topics, basically, they were just became too much for me, which I felt that at one stage I was at very much uncomfortable position, and I had some doubt in my capability to go through the course. But through the conversation with the team members, the SWAT team, and I've managed to go through. But those two aspects that we've covered in this week, the system thinking, we've learned about how different elements, different aspects of the business together to create a perfect solution. And also, we also looked at external environment, whereby the economical and factors that can be influenced by the trends from economical to political, to socio-economy, and even to technology. So at the end of the blog, I was given an opportunity to do a project, and the project aspect was around my organization, because I needed to use those two factors that I've learned in my organization to see how best can I influence not necessarily the decisions, but the result, and to make sure that the business is sustained and we are servicing our customers better. So what I've done, I've looked at the e-commerce as one of the aspects, and I also looked at the commercial aspect of our business to try to influence it using the information around the economical factors and the trends that were happening or that are happening in the country at the moment, to see how best can we utilize the information that we've got on hand to our best position, and to get the result out of the situation. And then in the block 2, as you can see, the block 2 basically demonstrates the treatment and demonstrate my mind. This is my mental picture. Basically, in this regard, there was so much information that I needed to process. My brain needed to process all this information. As you can see, I'm on the treadmill in this regard, and one needed to apply the information that has been processed during the first block. And in the second block, there was two new subjects that we needed to cover. And in this regard, I needed to be very much strong mentally for me to go through this process. And as you can see, exercising, meaning the research that I needed to do, the referral, sourcing the information, and that helped me actually to have a much stronger mental strength. Looking at block 3 again demonstrates basically the different concepts that were inside my head. As you can see, these were partial concepts that were not fully interlinked, and they were operating very much at a very minimal scale. My understanding in this regard were very much a thing. And during this blog, we had an opportunity to cover the finance aspect of the business, and also to do the innovation. And then I was given an opportunity again to look at how best can one use the information to influence the result at my place. I've done the project around finance in my place to say how best can I make sure that I cut the cost, whereas in the other hand I make the business profitable, but without affecting any stakeholders' performance. So that has been one of those aspects, those concepts that I needed to apply to my everyday work. And I had ideas, but the ideas were very much partial and they were not fully conceptual. And then during the block 4, again, we had an opportunity. As you can see the picture here, it shows that the ideas in my head, the bulb is on. You can see different colors now. I understand now the concept, they're linked together, they're starting to work together. It's not fully in operational, but in this concept, leaning on the group, on the action learning program team, and I found that most of these concepts I could easily use them either in my individual assignment or even at work, whereby I get involved in most of the project, making the decisions at the senior level in my business. Block 5, as you can see the pictures here, it tells us that basically the concept and the ideas that are interlinked, they are working together. I'm starting to gain more confidence. I'm starting to make much wiser decisions. And not only the decisions that I was making, but I could interact at much higher level and contributing towards the total business, the total operation of my business. And then I felt that in this stage, I was becoming more comfortable. The uncomfortable position has moved away, and then I could engage even much better and at higher level. So the concept now, they're interlinking, and it becomes much better for me as an individual. Block 6. In this block 6, it was very important that I took my learnings from the action learning program, from my individual assignment that I was doing, and looking at all the concept that we've covered, the subject, the headings that we've covered. I mean, one will remember that we've covered the finance, and that is the core of each and every business, to have a finance that makes sense to sustain the business. And I had a project around that, whereby I needed to look at how best can I reduce the cost of the business from the financial perspective. And such project has been presented to the seniors, and is at that level whereby they're looking at applying some of the concept that came as a result of the project. The personal mastery, this is one of the aspects that I found it very much interesting, because what is happening is that oftenly people, they don't look at this aspect. Emotional intelligence and how people are making decisions is critical, because oftenly people that are making the decisions that they don't benefit the business. Is a question of how they felt the time when they make decisions, and oftenly those decisions are not correct. Leadership is one of those subjects that I've loved mostly, especially if one looks at the leadership at Woolworths and how the business has been applied, or the leadership style has been applied in that aspect of the business. And I mean, one will imagine and understand why Woolworths is one of those businesses that are much better compared to the competitors, and they've got that competitiveness edge around the other business that they compete with in the environment. The external environment, we've covered that aspect, both economical, technological, and also the social. And it was very important for us as individuals to understand that for us as a business to go forward, we needed to consider all those trends that are happening around us. Innovation, it is also always important for us as a business to innovate, to change, to understand that business will always changes, and then as the business changes, it's better for us to innovate. And in this regard, I looked at the e-commerce to say how best can we make sure that as a business we innovate the e-commerce platform. We allow the customer to shop with us at the e-commerce, whereas in the other hand, we still operate as a walk-in type of business. The performance has always been critical at each and every business to really look at the performance, how the business is performing. And that is linked to the strategy. That is, we covered the two subjects together to make sure that the strategy of each and every business is aligned in a way that is sustain the business, and ultimately the business is profitable. We looked at the aspect as well, which is one of those subjects that I found it very much interesting, because often people that are making decisions with very much lesser knowledge, with lesser information, and often those decisions are not the correct decisions. System thinking, we covered this subject in our first blog. Very interesting. Interlinking of the stakeholders, interlinking of the information, ultimately to make a better decision or a better outcome in terms of a developed solution. Shared value, we've seen how shared value has been demonstrated at Woolworths, and then the core business is around the shared value, and they've used this to their advantage to better and to outsmart their competitors. In a nutshell, I think this has been very interesting journey as an individual, and all this concept that we've learned, I personally believe that I'm going to apply them both in my personal space and also even in my business. And again, I just want to thank the school, and hopefully I'll further my study. I'll look at study the MBA, and so that I could be a business person, and to assist the businesses out there, as the whole idea for us to study as a student is so that ultimately we can better the business, and also assist the business in how they operate. And I just want to say thank you.